Welcome back to our UK tax discussion. Having discussed traveling expenses and reimbursements, let's now move our attention to benefits. Now, benefits are basically remuneration in kind that an employer gives to his employee. A benefit is something, which is not in cash, but say, for example, my employer says that Satyamed, you are doing a fine job. Let me give you along with the salary that you get, let me also give you house help so that this house help can take care of the house while you work. Now, the reason I'm getting that benefit is because I'm working with the employer. Had I not been his employee, he wouldn't have found that house help for me. So it arises by the reason of employment and is provided either to the employee or to a member of the employee's family or household, either directly by the employer or by a third party. Now, any remuneration in kind which does not involve a direct cash transfer is a benefit. When we talk of benefits, what we are primarily focused on is something over and above the regular, something over and above the regular cash payments that you are getting. So if my employer gifts a crockery set to me on Diwali and it's an expensive crockery set, it's a gift from my employer. The only reason I'm getting it is because of my employment with the employer. He is not particularly, a friend of mine or anything, but I'm getting it by the reason of employment provided to me or to a member of my household and directly by the employer or by a third party, it is a benefit. Now, a benefit, if it is available for only a part of the year, the value of the benefit is time apportioned. So, if I join my employer on 1st of September and my year ends on 31st of March, then only 7 months worth of benefit should be considered. Where an employee contributes towards the benefit, the employee contribution is an allowable deduction. Okay, the only exception is private fuel. We'll see what that is all about. Say Plutus set up a Wi-Fi at my house and Plutus pays 400 for Wi-Fi. Plutus recovers 150 from me for the Wi-Fi. The taxable benefit is 400 minus 150, that is 250. So I'm getting something at a heavily subsidized rate, something which is available in the market for 400. Plutus pays 400 for that. It recovers 150 from me. The value of the benefit is 250. Where employers provide in-house benefits such as free air tickets and to the employees of an airline, for example, an airline company is providing free air tickets, then that becomes an in-house benefit, and the measure of the benefit is the additional or marginal cost incurred by the employer. Let's go one by one. I am Plutus Education and Varshil is my employee. Okay, I gift him a MacBook worth 1 lakh for his exemplary performance. The value of the taxable benefit is 1 lakh. Case 2, I provide a facility to Varshil to study ACCA with Plutus. Plutus already provides ACCA coaching to thousands of students. So this benefit is an in-house benefit. See, if I'm gifting him a laptop, a MacBook, I am not the manufacturer of MacBooks, but when I'm giving him or his child free ACCA coaching in Plutus Education, that is an in-house benefit. The fees for ACCA course at Plutus are 1 lakh, and this person is getting the course for free. The value of the benefit is not 1 lakh. Okay. The value of the benefit is the additional cost Plutus will incur for providing ACCA coaching to Varshil's son. So Plutus will see there is no additional faculty cost that for him or for his son, I'm bringing in a special tutor. That is not the case. It is so the faculty cost does not come under taxable benefit, but for giving him LMS access, I have to incur 5,000 rupees. Okay. For printing and sending books to him, I have to spend around another 4,000. So what is the value of the benefit? The value of the benefit is the additional or marginal cost incurred by the employer, not a proportion of the total cost. So if the total cost of running the batch is so and so, don't calculate a percentage of that, calculate this. So whatever additional cost Plutus incurs for providing free ACCA coaching to Varshil, that particular amount will be considered as the amount of taxable benefit. Okay, the cost to the employer for providing this particular service. Fair enough. This is the basic idea behind how are taxable benefits valued. There are separate rules for each of the different taxable benefits. We'll study all of those rules in detail. Okay. But keep that in mind. If you are providing any other item, uh, the cost to the employer is the value of the benefit. But if for example, you are providing an in-house benefit, then it is the additional or marginal cost incurred by the employer. And case 2 here throws light on that fact. Okay. Now, there is a whole list of benefits which are considered as exempt benefits. Okay. As in, whenever these are provided by the employer to the employee, they are not taxed in the hands of the employee. Now, some examples of these exempt benefits, there are quite a few. Let's have a look at them. So, trivial benefits, non-cash trivial benefits up to 50 pounds. So, some small item is given to you, or you are given some free additional service in the office premises. Maybe, like some organizations have this, that they call these chiropractors, or physiotherapists, to get basic massages and all of that for their employees. That is a trivial benefit up to 50 pounds, that is exempt. Then pension contribution, employer's contribution to a registered pension scheme. We will study pension contributions a little later, it's a separate chapter. But if the employer contributes something to a pension scheme, see, what is a pension scheme? We are making an arrangement for the employees so that later on, the employee, when he retires, he has something to fall back on. For that, you, the employee, and him, the employer, are making contributions to this one. Consider it one box in which you are contributing money to be used at the time of your retirement. That is your pension contribution. Then, pension advice. Pension advice up to 500 pounds per employee per tax year for pension, either by the employer or as a reimbursement of cost incurred by the employee. The support must be available to all employees or all employees of a certain category. Example, all employees nearing retirement. When we are talking about that, what essentially are we saying? We are saying that uh, if there is a pension advice. What is pension advice? I want to invest in a pension fund, or I want some amount to be accumulated every year in a pension fund, but I don't know how it works. I don't know which pension fund to choose. So the employer helps me get advice on that through, in offices, they have this system that an external financial consultant comes and you book like 15-20 minute sessions with him, and he gives you advice based on, your goals and risk appetite and all of that. So that is a pension advice, and up to 500 pounds, it is exempt. Then medical treatment up to 500 pounds per employee per tax year to help the employee return to work. Now, some months ago, rather quite recently, I would say, I had a medical issue, I had a medical emergency. So my employer, if he pays for my medical treatment so that I can return to my job, then 500 pounds per employee per tax year up to that amount is exempt. See, whenever the word up to is used, that means up to 500 till 500, not a taxable benefit. If you go above 500, then say for example, my employer spends 600 pounds, and 600 minus 500, 100 pounds becomes taxable. Then workplace facilities and services, subsidized canteen unless part of a salary sacrifice scheme. Then a car parking space, provision of work buses, bicycle subsidies for transport. So many companies offer a free cab, or they offer like a free shuttle service. So that is also an exempt benefit. Then one mobile phone per employee, exempt. Work related training provided by employer. These days, you might see so many employers providing free training for Power BI, free training for data visualization and all of that. That also is exempt. In-house sports and recreational facilities. So many companies across the world have developed, their in-house badminton courts, or, carom and TT and all of that. That basically becomes again exempt. Then workplace charging for electric vehicles. This is new because electric vehicles have taken over our world in so many ways. And workplace nurseries run by employer at the workplace or at other non-domestic premises, including facilities run jointly with other employers or local authorities. So for the kids of working women, if you have like a creche or a nursery where the kids can, spend their time and they are taken care of while the mother works, that is also an exempt facility. Then certain R- certain other categories are employee recognition, staff parties up to 150 pounds per annum per employee. I mean, ask any corporate employee, the one thing they wait for is their annual Diwali party or promotion party where they eat, booze, and do everything else. So, if those are being provided, then 150 per annum per employee is exempt. If it's a far more lavish party, then they will tax it on you. Then long service awards up to £50 per year of service to mark employment of 20 years or more. So this is like a loyalty bonus, like some employers provide that to employees who have served them for a long period of time. Then £50 per year of service is exempt. I mean, sounds so chindi, yaar. Then awards made under a staff suggestion scheme, awards given to employees, and entertainment from a third party to generate goodwill and gifts from a third party up to £250 from any source in a tax year. So if you are getting a gift from one of your clients because you are interacting with the client, then you are receiving that gift because of your connection with the employer, because of the fact that you are his employee, not for any other reason. So that benefit is also exempt. Then financial support, we are going to take that first point later, but loans with a beneficial interest rate provided the loan outstanding is less than or equal to 10,000 during the year. So if the amount exceeds 10,000 at any point of time during the year, then it becomes a taxable benefit. If it is less than or equal to £10,000 throughout the year, then the benefit is exempt. Then contribution towards home worker expenses of up to £6 per week or £26 per month without documentation. So, home worker expenses, people who come to clean your houses, clean the pipes, plumber, these kind of activities, plumbers and electricians and all of that, that is exempt up to £6 per week, even house help for that matter, or £26 per month without documentation, more with documentation. Okay. Then relocation. This is something, that I always think of because when I shifted from from Mumbai to Delhi, my employer gave me he paid for my flight. He paid for the physical transfer of my goods or my household items from Mumbai to Delhi. That was a relocation expense and he reimbursed that. Now in UK, relocation and removal expenses up to £8,000 are exempt. Overnight expenses up to £5 per night in UK and £10 per night overseas are exempt. What are these overnight expenses? So when you go to another location, the employer usually gives you a per diem, like it's like a per day amount that is given to you, and you can spend it for whatever, for commute, for food, for minor entertainment and all of that. So overnight expenses up to £5 per night in UK and £10 per night overseas, that is exempt. And provision of travel accommodation and subsistence during public transport disruption caused by industrial action. So if the local trains in Mumbai go on a strike or Mumbai bus services go on a strike and your employer provides you with a transportation facility, that is exempt. And the last category is insurance and well-being. Employer liability insurance, death in service benefits, permanent health insurance, medical insurance and treatment while working abroad, both are exempt. Then security assets and services, where a security asset or security services provided by reasons of employment or where reimbursement is made for the cost of such measures. What do we mean by security assets and services? If the nature of my job is such that there could be a threat to my physical safety, my employer could give me bodyguards or some other form of security, and that is, of course, exempt. Then welfare counseling. These days, companies have set up, mental health care facilities for their employees or, bereavement counseling for employees. So all of these are also exempt. And eye care test and or corrective glasses for VDU use by employees, provided they are made available to all the employees. So again, eye care test, like going to an ophthalmologist, getting it tested, and corrective glasses, glare free glasses, and all of that comes under the exempt benefits category. After this, we'll get into a discussion of the taxable benefits.